Okay, with the M83, Hurry Up, We're Dreaming Trilogy. With My Tears Are Becoming a Sea, Midnight City, Reunion, and Wait. So in this, there's a lot of spirituality, and you'll see a lot of symbolism in there. And when the first times I saw them, like, I didn't know all the stuff I do know. Like, the crazy stuff was like the last year, but all I knew, like, at that time when these videos came out, with like 2011, 12, around that time, it was weird when I found these videos. I didn't understand the symbolism. But when I got hooked on those videos for some reason, and they just made me cry. And I couldn't understand why. It was almost like I was waiting for a sign, but I didn't even know what the message was. So I was really, like, I was infatuated with the videos for a couple of weeks. And then randomly here and there, I would watch them, but I still, at that time, I didn't understand what it meant. I just knew the videos in some way was a message I was waiting for, but I didn't understand the message. And like, even today, I still watch the videos, and they get me really emotional. And when I first saw, it was soon after I saw those videos, I had gotten a message that the children were very important. They were the key. And then later on, it was about 3-4 years ago. No, it wasn't. Way longer than that. Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I got an add on to it. They said they are looking for us. Specifically, I guess I don't know how you want to name them, the chosen, the divine, or whatever. But they didn't mean it in a good way. It was a warning that they were looking for us. I don't know, to use us, kill us, trap us. I didn't know what it was. And then soon after, they gave me another message: don't get DNA tests. Because that was one of the ways that they were looking for our kind. They could detect it in DNA tests. And then, I guess right before I asked my guides, I was like, do you want me to say anything or help me to organize correctly what I have to say to reach the people that need to receive the message? And I got, we are one. We are the house of Melchizedek, the carrier of the charge. Every one of us is Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, true source. We are whole. We are the word. We are all, capital ALL, and all, ALL. We are the shamans. We are the healers. We are the magicians, the teachers, the seers, the prophets. We are love itself. So I was told before that we are going to get together and form not a religion, but a way of thinking that anybody in any religion, it can be adapted to. So we are going to be representing the house of Melchizedek, the carriers of the charge, which it means more than just the frequency. We're carrying the frequency for the planet and for everybody else, along with the children, the future children that are going to be the last part to complete the ascension. So they're important. They have to be born. And we have to do our work, because the frequency that they need is going to be very, very high. Very, very high. So along with the mother and the father, they have to do the work, because the spirit and the soul that's going to be coming in, the frequency and the energy is going to be in exponential amount. So the vessel has to be able to carry the charge. So the mother and the father has to already done a lot of the work, because the child doesn't have the time to do the work to carry the charge, and it'll be too late. So the vessel has to be ready. And so in the videos, like at first I didn't see any of it, but you see a lot of symbolism, the stuff that they had me focus on, like the triangle. And then in the last video, you'll see DNA strands, where we have to do the work to activate what everybody would consider dormant DNA, and that gets activated, and that's a sort of like a hardware upgrade for the software, which is the energy. And also, you saw the girl at the end. She was basically a shaman. She was a healer. She was a mystic. And she carried the charge, and the planet went through a death. And you'll see it in, the weight video, when she's walking through under the bridge, and you'll see the guy shaking. He's going crazy. He's literally going crazy, and he's dying. And the earth dies, and it goes through a transformation, what leads to a rebirth. And then at the end, you'll see the boy. He gets delivered in a triangle. I still don't know the total meaning of it, but I know the triangle is important, and also the diamond. And I think they were even saying that these kids were going to be called Diamond, a different breed. And earlier in the year, beginning of the year, like I said before, I don't prescribe to soulmates, twin flames, any of that, because to me it's like a trap. What you should be focusing on, being the best you can be, working on yourself, so you could receive the perfect match that is balanced for you. It all depends on you. And I know the energy of who you're supposed to be with, whatever label you want to give it, it's always changing. And even the person that it might apply to is changing. So it's all up to you. And then also in the video, My Tears Are Becoming a Sea, and that one you'll see like the guy is driving through the traffic, and he almost wrecked a couple of times, and then they do actually get into an accident, but the child saves the parent, saves all of them. And in that video, you can see it represents like all the stuff that you have to go through, all the blocks, all the attacks, because things, energies, principalities, people don't want these children born, because then that means their reality has to change. And then as it goes on to like Midnight City, there are certain people, and there might be organizations too, that as they become aware, and then even certain people around you become aware, like if you want to label it, karmic males, or even certain families, they want to get you to use your bloodline, to have access to this energy, to manifest, or to even use you in numerous ways, to even trap you, or some want to undo their karma using you and the child. But it doesn't benefit you or the child, so it is very, very important, the partner that you do pick. And I had to learn myself, like your kids will be gifted, but they can be, as you want to label it, more karmic, because of the energy, the frequency, or you want to call it the family curses. It gets transferred to the child. And also because of the environment, the children could end up a little bit dysfunctional. And some might be even like, if you want to call it like narcissistic. I just like to label everything because everybody knows the characteristics of a narcissist. And it's not balanced or healthy, and they can cause a lot of harm to themselves and people around them. They can be very destructive. And like with me, like my kids are smart and they're gifted, but like I say, because of the father, they're very, very narcissistic. And I've been totally traumatized by my kids. So after my kids, I did not want any kids at all. At all. I didn't want to go through that again because it was very traumatic for me. And having the baby daddy and their family, that family, and then my family. So I had planned to never ever have kids again, and they knew that. So like I didn't even pay attention to the whole twin flame thing until like earlier in the year, like February, March. And then that's when the first time I ever heard about spirit children. And I kept hearing it over and over and over and over again. And I got really down over that because I didn't want any more kids. And so they continued to give me downloads so I can understand what was going on and guided me to certain information. And then they even let me, I guess, my spirit child, well, one of them had spoken to me or communicated with me. I already knew it was going to be a boy. And some is going to be a boy, and then the dreams kept continuing, so I don't know which one it is, or those are just probabilities. I know the first one's going to be a boy, and then I was hearing twins, and then I was hearing triplets. So some might have a single, some might have twins, and some might have triplets. And they were showing me one boy and two girls. So I don't know if it'll be the same for everybody, but that's what I was shown. But I know, for me at least, the first one's going to be a boy. Like this topic still gives me anxiety. But yeah, these kids are going to be very, 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 very gifted. Like superhuman. If not exactly as those video, even more. Okay, and then it continues to explain more about doing your inner work so you could advance your energetic or spiritual nervous system. That's the number one important thing that you're going to be doing through this process, because as the frequency rises, you're going to have the nervous system that's going to be able to handle it, along with having a more advanced energetic nervous system for your child, because they benefit from it. And all these times, with all the messages saying everybody needs to choose their path, you know, do your inner work, do your upgrades. And it was a warning for everybody. So you can handle the actual 5D energy. And also, from what I understand from the stuff that I've seen, that right now we're actually we're going from the 3D to we're in the 4D going into the 5D. And the 4D is the realm or the space that actually carries entities, a lot of demons, different forms. And like I said before, like your vessel, what represents you, your house has many rooms. And the rooms have your aspects. And when you don't acknowledge your aspects, or you shun them, don't want to acknowledge them to come out, then you actually push them out of the rooms into like a black hole. They showed me like it's in the center of your chest, and it goes into a black hole, and that hole stays there. It's like an emptiness, a space, and it actually does like a weird feeling, like sucking inward. That emptiness you feel, that tugging, where you feel like you need something, you need somebody to fill that space. That's what it is. It's that black hole that you've shoved everything, where your shadow is at, your shadows, or the shadow space is at, where you have to pull them back out and put them back in your rooms, because then they can be filled with anything that doesn't belong there, that isn't you. And so right now I don't know how much time everyone has to make it for the 5D, but I know some of the signs, because this energy, this God energy, is similar to like the 5D energy. And like I say, like with me, I amplify whatever is in someone. If they have issues they haven't faced, they have imbalances, they have insecurities, I amplify it. If they have a lot of negativity, I amplify it. If they're positive, more balanced, I amplify it. So I've experienced everybody, including my own family members. I literally make people act crazy, to the point where like, no matter what I say or do, they get triggered. They view it as negative, or anything like I have accomplishments, they consider it as I'm putting them down, or I think I'm better than them. Like everything triggers them. And I'm pretty sure you guys have experienced that. That God energy triggers people, to the point where some people want to actually want to harm you, take from you, use you, belittle you. So it causes a type of psychosis when they're unbalanced, or there's an issue they need to face. And it resembles the movie Bird Box. Not having your energetic system ready to handle the higher frequency of energy, it actually affects your physical body, your mental state, your soul. It's like incompatible. So a lot of people are probably feeling really, really anxious. And some people, it's even like been a benefit where it's amplifying their psychic abilities, their gifts. But for some other people, it's triggering them to see things irrationally, feel things irrationally. Can make people like very depressed, paranoid, aggressive, do things that self-sabotage. It'll make people act very, very jealous, angry, bitter, and in that state of like just wanting to give up, like nothing's going to work, everything's going to fail. And then even staying in a state of victim mentality, that's unhealthy. And these are all symptoms of your physical body, your vessel, your energetic nervous system not being able to handle the new energy that's coming in, the higher frequency. Those are signs that you need to do some work. And we already know that, like with the cycles of the planetary systems, depending on which planets, where they are, that in itself already triggers stuff within us. We get agitated, we get nervous, we're emotional, and we can't handle a lot of stuff. But certain people know that's time that you need with yourself, to be loving to yourself. It might be rest, it might be meditation, it might be a spiritual bath, it might be grounding. So with the imbalances, we're going to see more and more signs within ourselves and other people. And it's all in preparation for the 5D. Yeah, this one's not going to be that long. And so there are many things I've mentioned before, many things that can actually be a detriment to your vessel, to your soul, doing negative things, lowering your frequency. And then there are some people that have done so much damage, so much negative, that their energetic nervous system is like non-existent, shut down, where they can't even get mana or energy from source, life energy. And that's the same energy you use to manifest. That's the same energy that's used in magic. And so it's actually a detriment to anyone to sit there to do energy harvesting, because that means their shit is just shut down. To do energy harvesting, and that doesn't even include karma and all that. To do energy harvesting, to do black magic, hurt other people, anything that keeps you in a low frequency, in an unbalanced state. And this also spills in to mothers that are carrying fetuses in utero, babies in utero, and then doing black magic while they have their children in utero. And even doing black magic while having children around. This affects the children. And you got to think, that baby has no defenses. It's basically depending on the mother. And the mother has her energetic nervous system shut down. And then she's imprinting that to her child. And then she's sitting there doing stuff where it can make the child actually soulless. So any entity or form or whatever can go into the child. And right now, because of this energy that's coming in, and the things that the mother is doing, it can actually kill the baby in utero. And it even does more than that. There's a girl that I had, was one of my kids' friends, a girl that I had living here. It was before she lived here. And she brought her daughter, who was 3 years old. She brought her daughter, and this girl, while she was pregnant with her daughter, was a Satanist. A full-blown Satanist. But before she came here, she wasn't a Satanist anymore. She was done with it already like a year or two. But it affected her daughter. And her daughter was only 3 years old. And she had all the signs of a psychopath. Not a sociopath, a psychopath. And this little girl was so smart. Could have conversations with adults. But she was very, very manipulative. She would hurt other children. Like adults wouldn't leave her alone with their kids or any items, because anything she was jealous of, she would try to destroy it. She would hurt other children. She would hurt animals. And like, I had my dogs. And there was even one day, when this happened, it creeped me out so bad. I was babysitting, and this little girl was sitting next to me. And she made sure she had full eye contact with me, telling me she loved me, and then making sure I wouldn't look away. And my male dog was sitting right there next to me between us, and I felt my dog he was trying to wiggle, and I looked down. She had her hand over my dog's face and his nuzzle, and she was trying to suffocate him into the couch while she was making sure she was up in my face, making sure she had eye contact while she was trying to kill my dog. It was crazy. I had to watch her and my dog. Like, my room was right next to the room that the little girl stayed in, and I had to watch her because she would crack her door open a little bit, and she would have food to lure my dogs into her room, and she would shut the door to do God knows what my dog. And she would constantly hurt other kids, destroy other kids' things. But she would do it in a vicious way. Like, there was one girl, the mom was babysitting, and the mom went out to smoke a cigarette, and she said she was only outside for like 60 seconds, maybe the most 2 minutes. When she came back in, her daughter was crying because the little girl who had a doll that her dad had given her, and her dad had died, and that girl was jealous of that little girl's doll and cut all of the hair off that specific doll to make that girl cry. And then she ended up going to pre-K. She got in trouble because she stabbed a little girl with scissors because a little girl had the color of crayon that she wanted. And the only thing that saved the little girl, it was because they were safety scissors. So this little girl, full-blown psychopath, where she wanted to kill things, people, animals. And the way she looked at you when she didn't get what you wanted, when she didn't get what she wanted, she would give you the evilest, dirty look and mad dog you throughout the day. Like, she really creeped me out. And that's what I'm saying. Mothers should not be doing fuck shit like magic while pregnant or having kids around, including in their home. It affects the children too. I saw it. And I don't care what someone says. I saw it. Not just that time. That's just a big example, blatant example of it. And then now it's even more important because of the new energy coming in. Like, I'm hoping there's time. I really am. But I'm pretty sure people who haven't done the work are already seeing these symptoms of physical illness and psychosis. And probably people with ADHD, their shit is getting triggered. If they have issues, chemical imbalances, it's getting worse. People are being irrational, as you can see in all of society. It's similar to the bird box. And in the end, the psychosis will be bad, where either they will want to hurt someone if it's not themselves, because it does lead to depression. And then I'll go to the two dreams I had. And these were years ago, couple of years, a while ago. Like I'm saying, like all the stuff, like the videos that I do have, I got those downloads like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I got the downloads, and I had posted videos on Mixer of all the information that I already have. But then, like, I was going through some stuff, and I like deleted the videos. And so this is like the second round of videos. So I had this information out years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, but nobody would listen to me. And I sounded like I was crazy, along with being hybrids, spiritual royalty, downloads, and being almost, and having abilities, and almost being godlike. And they told me that we're basically shamans, we're basically healers. And the most important thing was to do the work, learn the knowledge, because we're the ones carrying the charge for everybody else so they can catch up. And they had told me, don't worry about a World War III, don't worry about like nuclear bombs, don't worry like we're gonna destroy the world, because truthfully they were like, the most important thing is the planet, and the aliens will do everything to protect the planet. If they have to, they will exterminate the human race, but they have to protect the planet. So then they were like, don't even worry about it. And they had even told me that a lot of people, there was not going to be a World War III, but a lot of people were going to die, but it wasn't going to be from a war. So I went around telling people, and even my kids remember. And so that, for them, that's a little bit amazing what's currently going on. But I had already told them, don't even worry about World War III, don't worry about nuclear bombs, that's never going to happen. But the change is happening, and like I would listen to a lot of, and I still can't even remember where I got a lot of this from, because I had another YouTube channel. And they had told me that the change, well, at least it was around 30 or 40 years ago. They were elite families, elite military, and then even aliens that were coming in to help. The first attempt was, they had recruited Ronald Reagan. And you saw they tried to kill him. But that was a warning to Ronald Reagan, yeah, you better stop. And that first attempt failed because they didn't have enough people, and they didn't have enough money. They didn't have enough funding. But they got more funding, they got more people. I don't even know if I'm going to keep on going further, because some of you people get triggered by... But... And the aliens, they weren't supposed, they are not, that's one of the laws that they have. They aren't allowed to interfere with the lower race, that they have to develop morally and technologically together, instead of like advancing technology-wise, but not morally, because that race will destroy itself. And also because depending at the level they are at, what ends up happening, you'll see it in previous history. Aliens have been here, and what ends up happening, they come to teach, and then the civilizations write about them as if they're God. And then it develops religions over them. And it causes a detriment to the society. But they had to intervene this time, because I know this is going to sound crazy, But most of the shit I say is crazy anyways. That there are different species and forms of life that are way more advanced than us. That they've been influencing us for a very fucking long, long time. And they've had done so much detriment that they had the technology to mess with time. And from what I understand, there are 3 main groups. One of them, what I knew is the name Archon. And they are AI. But these AI are like a nano type of technology. And it's similar to like the Matrix, where they manipulate, they literally manipulate time, rewinding it over and over and over again numerous times. So we don't advance. And it keeps us trapped in a cycle because they need us to survive. Without us, they wouldn't survive. So they don't want us to evolve. And there's a group of reptilians. There's different reptilians. There's actually reptilians that branch off from what we would consider the dinosaurs. They're natural like us and they've evolved. But there's another group of reptilians that the other aliens don't even know how long ago this was, but from